What up, guys? What's your name and what did you do today?
Hey, my name is Julien. I played in the Santa Clara regional and I got first place.
Hell yeah. Undefeated, bro. Let's go. And what'd you play?
I played Fiendsmith Ryzeal. He was my deck profile.
All right.
So first I'll start with the Ryzeal engine. Playing 3 Bonfire. This card is cracked. Search Ice. If you already have Ice, you can later search X and get follow-up. 3 Ice, 3 X, 2 Sword, 1 Node, and 1 Cross. So everything is pretty standard except for maybe the 2 Sword. Some people play 3, but I'd rather just play more Fiendsmith cards or more non-engine. You don't really need 3. Also, normal summoning this card always gets hand traps, so it's kind of doesn't do anything, so I'd rather just see the other cards. And the last thing is, some people consider playing 2x. The thing is, in your 1 and 2 card combos, you always go through 2x. So let's say we don't get to cross, then I don't have a way to put it back, and then I have no more X in my deck. Whereas in your 1 card combos, you only go through 1 sword. So yeah, I didn't want to only play 2x.
Makes sense.
So next we have the Fiendsmith engine. We got the 3 engravers, 2 tracked, 1 lacrima, 1 lurie, and 1 trap. Fiendsmith in Paradise. These ratios are somewhat standard. I'm playing 3 engravers. Card's broken. 2 tracks, because if you only play 1, then sometimes you can have a dead engraver in hand. You never really want you have the trap engrave, you already went through track, and now your engraver is useless, so you want it for follow-up sometimes. It's pretty good. I didn't want to play 3 because, again, I want to maximize on non-engine because this deck sets up a pretty good board going first. It's decent. It's not, unbreakable, but then that means that you want non-engine to back it up. You don't want to play too much engine, otherwise your opponents will just break your board and then you won't be able to do anything about it. So that's all the engine. This is 21 cards for engine, and then now I'm the 19 non-engine I played. Played 1 Druid, 1 Baldrake. 1 Druid, 1 Mag. The reason I went with this is because I have other non-engine slots that I wanted to fill that I didn't want to overwhelm with visuals. So I decided that this is pretty good. You hit the Requiem, you hit the Engraver if you draw Mag, you hit the Requiem if you get Druid Swarm. If you draw Mag, you always start with 2 bodies for Moon. It's really good. Prevents Caesar too. So these pair well with Nib, which is the next hand trap here. 3 copies of Nib. This card's broken because you pair it with Valor, Ash, Bishals, or even Imperm, and you just fully stop your opponent. You cut off their follow-up. It's really good. The other card is 3 Fua. I mean, do I need to explain this card? It's Maxi. It's
broken, dude.
And then the last slots, this was Talons before. This is Mellotronus. This card is literally just Imperm buffed because A, they can't respond. So you just take the card out. Detonator, you activate on Detonator, it gets banished. Now they lose their cross negate. They lose their big monster that they spend their whole turn set it up. The other thing, I had a game. Actually, the last game, game 3 of match 9, the last round. I opened only Fiendsmith cards, and I had Mellotronus Nib going first. So I set Mellotronus. Then my opponent hard drew cross. So he set up Detonator cross, and then when he had Detonator plus 2 other bodies, I hit him with Nib, and he was no response as it resolves. I'm hold up. Shade Mellotronus, banished the Detonator, now he can't cross negate me, and then I just pretty much won like that.
Ooh-wee.
So that's a non-engine, 19 non-engine. This was Talents. Thing is, Talents is a lot worse at going second, and I just built my deck to win. So I wanted a card that was really good at going second, but also good at going first. Obviously, it's not as good as Talents going first, because Talents look at hand is broken, but at the same time, it doesn't lose to you not getting hand trapped like Talents does.
Totally.
I guess the last thing is also...
How many cards in the main? Oh, so go on.
Sorry, 40 cards in the main. The last thing is you think, oh, what about non-mirror matches? First of all, if it's not the mirror, my deck should be better, so I should win. And the other thing is, you can hit Malice with this because of you have a few targets. You have, for a bow, you have Caesar because it's a Fiend with 2800, and for the Malice monsters, you have the Aggregator. So you have good targets for Malice, and then I'll show in the side deck. I respect Malice a good amount on the side, so that if it comes up that I lose because of this card, I should be able to get the next 2 games.
Gotcha.
So yeah, 19 non-engine, 21 engine, 40 cards. I think there's no other correct numbers for this deck just because it's a max. like all the non-engine I play, I want to see it. So I don't know why I want to add cards to like dilute those broken cards. Now onto the extra deck. So this extra deck, pretty standard. I actually don't think there's room to cut anything. I wouldn't change anything about this extra deck. 2 detonators, 1 duo, 1 twins. This card's really good. Pretty much what you do is you send your duo, you end with detonator under it, and then if they try to negate it, you just pop your own detonator, it comes back. If they talent stake, you pop your own detonator, it comes back. The even better thing is if you have nib in hand and you set this up, and you can stop them without, if you can stop them and then they're like, use their last push and you nib, this card just comes back. It's so good. It's so good.
Eclipse
Really
is
good
such a
follow-up.
game changer, dude.
It's a very big game changer, really good follow-up. The 1 Dweller, this card is mandatory because, first of all, there's some stupid decks out there that you just want this card for. Just turn off their graveyards. Also, going second into the mirror, you have to play into nib. It's really tough. But the way you break the board is you make Dweller first. If they have the trap set up, sorry. You make Dweller first, turn off their trap, then you make duo, and then now they can't just send your duo. Next is Aggregator, standard, target for Mellotronus, send for X, negate monster on their field, or any card on their field, it's pretty good. Next we have the Exciton Knight. This is a bridge into Requiem, as well as Moon, so I have 2 bridges. The reason why I play both, first of all, I play the Bishals, I play Nib, so I can end on my board with random monsters, like, that aren't level 4, and then I can't go into Exciton 4 into with, so I have to play this card. And then this card is just really good because, like, wipe the whole board. Need I say more? You can't really cut it. Next we have Sequence, Agunde, Necroquip, GGD, and
Goodbye, box.
Desiree, and Chaos Angel. This is pretty much the Fiendsmith suite. So you need all these cards. The most cuttable one would be Agunde, but I wouldn't even say it's cuttable because you have to play this card. It's a soft. It's alright, just leave it there. It's a soft Chaos Angel out because even if they make it with light and dark, as long as you establish control of the game, you summon this, equip it with this. If you're going crazy, you just equip it with everything. Now it has 7,000 attack, and you put them on a timer if they really try to stall you out with a Chaos Angel. So yeah, and then DDD obviously and Necroquip to stop Nib going first, checking for hand traps. And then last but not least, we have the side deck. So for my side deck, I have 6 going first cards. And that's my crossouts, my called by, and my talents. It's pretty easy to side into because I take out 2 Fuas. I take out my Bishals because Bishals are not as good going first. They're just not cards that you really want to see compared to like these cards. And I'd rather see my Veilers and my Imprims and my Nibs. So yeah, so I take out 2 Fuas, the 2 Bishals, and then 1 Imprim, 1 Veiler. Just because the Mellotronus already achieves the goal of Imperm and Veiler, and it's actually just better, especially in mirrors. And then Talents look at hand, like GG, well played. If we're going second into the mirror, I side into Slayers. That's literally all I side. I had some opponents at me first today, and I was like, I thought that was pretty crazy, because I'm only siding into like 3 cards compared to like my main deck. So if I beat you game 1 with my normal main deck, I only have three like worse cards, and now you're just letting me side into like you just let me like combo you for no reason. Next is just the mouse hate, like I was talking about. So we're respecting mouse today, which was good because I played 3 mouse players in the early rounds, and I actually never saw Lancia, but I saw Meows, and this card won me games, just because this card's so good. Plus my opponent opened crossout, but he does play this card.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, so that's the side. This goes in first against like every matchup. Even if they don't play hand traps, they play Fulos, so you still have to put in the crossout. It's kind of tough to only put in crossout for the Fulos, but let's say it's Fiendsmith Ryzeal, which I didn't end up playing today. This could still be good because they play Ryzeal cards, so you can just cross out the Ryzeal cards if you see them. So yeah, that's the deck profile.
Very nice. What were your matchups today?
Let's see. I played 3 Malice players. I played, I think 5 mirrors,
Wow.
Ryzeal, and then I played 1 random D-Link player. Yeah.
Very nice.
And
Cool.
then
Any last thoughts?
I'd like to shout out, first of all, V, the GOAT deck builder. Wouldn't be here without him.
Hell yeah.
Kesavon behind
Let's
the
go, V.
camera.
What up, what up?
Mason behind the camera.
Let's go, Mason.
Shout out to my DB homies. Guts, you're the man. Amai, you're the GOAT. Shout out to Ojama Blue Backshots. That's our team. Jay Ironman Turney split first place. We're first place in our heart though. That's all that matters.
Right on. Thanks so much for the deck profile, Julian.